These are 3 throat jab strikes that every senior needs to know. I'm going to teach you in detail each specific technique for the hammer fist variation, the throat variation, and the L strike in this video right now. All right, the first of the 3 throat jab variation is what we call the hammer fist strike. If I have Casey out here, we're gonna do something a little bit different with our training equipment. This is a pad that most of you guys can pick up, if not online. Most sports stores have some kind of striking surface, but a lot of people just use the flat surface right here, which I love. But because we're focusing on the throat or a more narrow kind of a target, I wanna make sure you practice what I call your targeting. And that's just simply making sure that you hit whatever target that you're aiming for. So we're gonna turn this pad just like this each and every time. Now, as you see here, this smaller, thinner profile gets a lot closer right here to the thinness of someone's neck right here. So Casey's gonna hold this pad up just like this, and the first one we're gonna use is what we call this hammer fist strike. All I want you guys to do is make a fist just like this. And you guys understand, I'm using these 3 variations because I understand as we get older, you might be working with some arthritis and things like that. I know your fingers, your joints, your dexterity might not be what it used to be. Therefore, with these 3 variations, I want you guys to choose whatever you think is going to make more sense to you given your own situation. But this first variation is this kind of hammer fist strike. And as I do this, notice I'm coming in with more of a backhand movement right here. I like to step on in to deliver a little bit more power, but also notice how I can be standing right here. I can have my hands straight up just like this and deliver this shot. It can be very, very quick, but what we're doing is we're hitting the throat area, boom, just like this. So if I'm in a stationary, static position, boom, this can be hit right here. If I'm on guard, this can be hit right here. By practicing against this thinner kind of a target right here, we're just gonna make this move better. So as we do this, we're gonna go here, step in, just like this. And this is the hammer fist strike version. Now, the throat punch version, okay, is just using your fist. Now, I know a lot of people say, hey, you know what? I'm getting older, I'm feeling older, my punches are probably not what they used to be. I completely understand that. But let me ask you guys this question. A way that you can increase your power is how? Well, we can increase our power by actually hitting more vulnerable targets, and that's where we're going after the throat right here. So if Casey's right here, notice I'm coming in and I'm punching right here just like this. This works great. Let's say you might be a little bit shorter than maybe an attacker. That means now the target has moved down, let's say a foot or so. So that's great right there. We're gonna practice with the pad. He's still gonna have this profile that we're using right here. And this profile, now we have to focus a little bit more on what we're hitting. But instead of doing a back fist right here, I'm going straight to the target just like this. Now the first maybe, let's say 5 or 10 times you do this, I find my students kind of going off to the side a little bit more. That's fine. That's what all beginners do. But we practice, we train to get better, and that's what we're doing right here. So as I step in, I'm just punching right here just like this, all right? So we have the hammer fist, we have the punch, okay? The last variation is what I call the L variation right here. Call it an L because all we're doing is we're holding up our hand. It's creating like a little bit of an L movement, and we want to use the webbing right here of our hand as the contact point. So notice when we do this, it's coming right in, right to a person's throat. What I love about this particular movement is no matter where I hit on the chest, it's always gonna go right to the Adam's apple. Casey kind of coughed right there because I caught him that first time, but that's really what happens. So as we do that, it pops right up, right to this shot right here, okay, all right? Now, once again, I love this variation because I had a student of mine, and I want to say at the time he was in his, I'll just say young 60s, and got into a situation right here where he felt very, very threatened. And this guy simply fought back by using this kind of a throat jab right here. But he explained to me, he's like, I picked this move right here because guess what? My hands, my grip, I feel like they're just not what they used to be. He used to do physical labor for the vast majority of his life, and he just wasn't as strong as he used to be. So this particular move right here, it's not necessarily a power shot right here. I call it kind of like a smart bomb right here that goes right to the target. It's a great tool that we can use. And no matter your own hand strength, or let's say, if you feel like you got some pain in your fingers, or let's say your grip strength is not feeling what it used to be, I love this move because it works regardless of who you are and what age you are. So as I come up right here, I can go straight to the target, but if by chance I hit a little bit lower, notice that this L variation always goes right up to the Adam's apple. Once we strike right here with any one of these variations, I can make out the other way, I can escape, which is the goal of any kind of self-defense move, or I can follow up with one of the many other moves. And please, once again, check out those other moves, check those other techniques out in the description below. And if you can, make sure you support us on Patreon. I have some great exclusive information just for you guys who subscribe.